I'm taking a multivitamin. I've been taking it for over a year now, and
turns
knock
your
on wood,
piss-
I haven't gotten sick yet.
Well, good.
But yeah, after I take it, my first bathroom break, my urine is bright fluorescent green. No joke.
You can make money on that,
Yeah, selling colored urine. I mean,
No, you could make a bet with the right person and be like, I bet you I could pee.
I'm so Irish, my urine is green.
You just wait for, like, the drunk people.
Bullshit, man. You have
parlor
piss.
trick.
No, I'll tell you the parlor trick. I had friends of mine who went to school on the South Side for college, and
You went to the South Side?
Well, UIC.
Oh, okay. You went to the nice part of the South Side. I was gonna say.
Yeah, so they were kind of sciencey. So they told me a story of one of their buddies who I guess drank a whole shitload of green food dye, and then went to a bar, waited till everybody got drunk, and then bet people he could pee green.
Wow.
Did it work?
It did.
Nice.
Apparently he had tested it. He had tested it. He walked out of that bar with a lot of money, but he ran fast.
Yeah. I figured it out.
Certain people kind of, after a while, were like, wait a minute.
Something is not kosher here.
Yeah, he did hit, my understanding is he did hit a few different bars.
Wow, how long? I wonder how long that would last. That effect.
I don't know how much he drank. I think that's part of the problem. Is I don't know how much he drank, but it sounded like quite a bit because he made sure.
That would make me a little nervous, knowing that some of that residue might still be stuck to my internal organs.
I don't think he cared at that moment.
No,
it was
just short-term monetary goals.
Monetary goals were really
short-term goals. There we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of goals, let's get started here. Ivan, why don't you give us the intro?
Oh, was that not on the show?
No, it can be.
I figured that was a good show story.
We have a show story. I guess we're started. Welcome, everyone, to the Squares Roundtable podcast. I'm Mike Boyle, and with me is Ivan.
Hey.
And Jeff.
Hello.
Happy March Day. Rainy March Day here in Chicagoland. Somebody's getting a text notification.
Yeah, that was me.
Hey, the podcast is starting.
Yeah.
So, how is everybody? Ivan, how you been, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just getting off of a nap over here, and sorry I wasn't a little bit more exuberant when I answered the phone, but now that I'm on the air, now as you can tell, I'm starting to rev things up. Yeah, everything is cool. I mean, a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to chase after Jeff about the movie Parasite, because I went and I saw it, and I got my own opinions of it. As far as everything else, I had a few things to take care of with the family, which I did. A few personal things I had to do, which I took care of. As far as family things. And let's see.
Did you also have stuff to do?
Well, if you give me a chance, I'll explain it. So the thing that I did on Friday was supposed to be a shift for me over at Cafe Mustache, turned into a hosting situation, which I hosted 3 bands plus played 80s tunes at the end of the night, which was really, really cool. So we decided to stick with that idea. So I guess not only am I DJing on the first Friday of every month, I'm going to be hosting 3 bands as well, which is really cool. We had 3 really good bands, Alien Thing, that opened up the show. They were kind of a Nirvana grunge style type group of 3-piece, followed by Bloodhide, which was a 2-piece female keyboardist and male programmed percussion man on that particular set, kind of an otherworldly type of a set. A percussive man. guy. He was playing an electronic percussion box, like an 808. All right over your head. Okay.
No. You mean like the thing where you hit the button and it go boom, 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 boom.
There
boom,
you
boom.
go. Oh my God.
That's not really a. Is that really considered being a musician?
Well, yes, it is. It
Why?
is. Why? Because most of your rappers have used it at some point or another. Many hip hop artists have used it. A lot of gangster rap guys use it. It was first performed with Sly and the Family Stone in their early experiment of using the same type of machine. Yes, it is an instrument. It's electronic. It's electronic music. So yes,
I guess. I mean, when I think like rap guys, they usually are like spinning, and they have the little thing that they go boom, boom, boom with.
Right, exactly. So
Boom,
the only
boom, boom.
difference
But he's not spinning.
no,
He's just
but
hitting a little thing that goes ding, 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 or boom, 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 or whatever the hell it does.
well, actually, it kind of can be programmed to do multiple things at once. He can turn everything into like a simple 5-piece set to as many as 20 or 30 different elements, which he used to full advantage and came up with quite a tapestry of sound and layers. It was really very cool.
Okay.
Tapestry of sound.
And layers.
Yes, and layers.
Okay. I'm glad you had a good time. So this is going to be a regular thing for you on just the once a month?
Yeah, the once a month on Friday. Then the last band was a guy who used to come into our old record store, Logan Hardware, and he bought all of this music. And then what he did was he converted all this music into files, and then from the files he made a bed of music that he could rap over. Okay, and Valky was his name, and he really did a wonderful job, and very, very much so. He kind of gave props to my end, which was really very sweet. Didn't have to do that, but he did. And so the three bands really were quite entertaining on different musical levels. And then I played all 80s music, The Cure, Depeche Mode, Talking Heads, whatever, I had in the box, which, was really very, very good set. I really enjoyed that very much, which probably a lot of what I did on that set I'll probably end up bringing to DairyCon this year, including Electric Avenue, of course, the the favorite.
Down on the streets!
Yep, pretty much.
Down on the streets!
He sings it so well.
On the dark side of town!
I did. You got a copy of that in your collection?
I just remember the song.
What?
I just remember the song.
Oh, okay.
I just remember. I'm going to walk down to Electric Avenue.
And then we
now
take
it
higher. Yep.
So that was
that should have been a cool video, and it wasn't. It was stupid.
No, it was just like somebody's home movies.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, by the time that whole situation came out for that movie and for that song and everything like that, the whole artisan idea of videos were starting to kind of slide off,
Was that in a wait? What movie was that in?
But no, I'm not thinking of not that song. I mean, he did another song called "Romance of the Stone."
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, that song. Well, then we're not talking about that song. We're talking about Electric Avenue.
Yeah, and Electric Avenue.
Is that the same guy?
That was kind of his one-hit wonder.
That was his one. Well, yeah, that was like his one-hit wonder.
Because no one remembers "Romancing the Stone" song.
"Romancing the Stone" song? I didn't realize he did that.
Yeah, he did.
I'm romancing the stone.
Yeah.
That was in a movie.
That was in a movie of the same name, apparently.
Of the same name,
yes.
Right.
Oh, John Wilder. I like John Wilder.
No, it was Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, right?
Right.
And Danny DeVito.
I believe so. Yeah.
She was
that's right. That was the author. That was the character's name. Yeah.
Oh, you're John Wilder. I love John Wilder.
Okay.
There's that famous mudslide scene. That's all everyone remembers from.
Well, that and the part where he's like the Mexican drug cartel guy or something like that. And they're like, there's no way they're going to get it. And it's like, yeah, why don't you just tell me you're John Wilder or something? He's like, oh, John Wilder. I love John Wilder. And he takes her on like a whole like tour, and then like they get chased by the the Mexican police, and he's got like the bulletproof van, like truck and stuff, and he's taking him on a tour. That part was pretty funny too.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm glad
Well.
that my that title brought you such joy and memories and stuff. That's cool. What else?
Jewel of the Nile was not nearly as good though.
No.
Who?
Jewel of the Nile, the sequel.
Oh, Jewel of the Nile.
Not
Okay.
nearly as good.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole Indiana Jones thing, I mean, after so many, you're kind of like, okay, we know where we're going with this, So, let's see.
Wait,
Sunday.
hold it, stop. Are you
What?
saying where are we putting the marker on bad Indiana Jones sequels?
I don't know.
You
I
brought this up.
Well,
Where are
which
you
was
putting
your
the marker?
favorite?
Well, the first one was good. The second one was good. The third one, not so much.
Really? The Sean
Yeah.
Connery one?
Yeah, the third one was
Yeah, it was Sean Connery. Right?
Last Crusade, I think, was it?
Yeah,
No,
that's-
Yeah.
Right, that's the one with Sean Connery.
We named the
Yeah.
dog Indiana.
Yeah, we named the dog Indiana.
Dad.
I'm like, okay, sure, here
I
we
kinda
go.
I never saw the second one in its entirety.
Oh, for the heart! Watch out for the heart, Indy. Hang on, lady.
Short
we
round.
go for a ride.
The first,
So,
I remember I saw Raiders in the theater back in the day when I was a young lad, and the scene at the end where the Nazis' faces are melting, that scared me,
Yeah.
and that scarred me. I don't like scary
Yeah.
movies.
No, you've never been a scary movie fan. I mean,
No.
I could do simply scary movies like the Universal Monsters and things like that. When you start slashing and goring and body parts and blood flying everywhere and too many bullets, too many knives, too many hatchets, too many things like that. It's kind of like nah. After a
You
while,
get your
you're kinda
wish, man. I think the Invisible Man did very well this weekend.
Did it?
Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
You did. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I guess there might be even kind of a reboot of the classic monsters, like they tried to do
Okay,
with the
well-
Mummy, but Tom Cruise. Anyway,
Yeah.
So anything else, Ivan?
Well, just was at the rehearsal for the Harlem Nights Players. The play title is called "Based on a False Story," and I was there last night putting together the music and the sound effects, and I was sitting into the run through of the play, and it's really very funny, very heavily political, but it's still good. We have Chris Minardi, who's gonna bring his one band jam again this year, which that's really good, and I'm gonna be DJing like I do every year. But the big concern is though, okay, and not trying to be a doomsayer or anything like that with the whole Corona-19 thing, and a lot of big things getting either moved up or just totally canceled out and such.
So when's the premiere for the showing of this play for Harlem Nights?
Okay, it's going to be on the 26th and the 27th
Of April.
of April.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we're hoping that there's another event that's happening 2 weeks before the St. William's Blue and White Nights, and we're going to see how it's attended before we decide we're even actually going to perform because of the sensibilities of which are going around right now. I mean, it is a real thing. It's a very scary thing actually, and just the fact that right now the panic is starting to become a little widespread, and of course, which I understand the Lysol and I understand the Clorox, but how does the toilet paper fit into this whole scenario?
I don't
Nobody
know because
knows.
people are idiots.
Okay, because I don't get that. Are they like
Okay, we don't
stocking up?
either.
Okay, I mean, are they just stocking up? I mean, are we going back to the the fallout shelters of the 1950s. We're going to buy a gazillion rolls of toilet paper because we're not intending to come out for the next 20 years.
Doesn't this pretty much happen every time we have one of these things?
I've never heard of a
there's
run on
somebody who,
toilet paper, though.
No. This is a relatively new thing. I've never heard anybody run out on toilet paper, let alone Clorox and Lysol. I mean, I get the
Hand
Clorox and the
sanitizer,
Lysol and hand sanitizer,
And we're still out of masks.
and the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've been out of masks before this.
Yeah.
But I also found out
bad here in this that neck of the woods. But yeah.
Yeah, but I also heard that the masks aren't any
They won't prevent you from getting the
virus. No.
Right, it's if you have it, you shouldn't spread it to other people. No.
Right, but if you have it, stay home.
But the thing is, people don't care. They're just going to buy it because they think it'll work, despite the common knowledge that it won't.
Did you see this stuff where they have songs to give you an idea how long 20 seconds is? They have like I have this thing here where it says songs from the 90s to sing while you're washing your hands. Here's 20 seconds of hot songs from the 90s to make sure that you washed your hands thoroughly. It's what the hell?
What? It's kind of like are they trying to just improve on the idea of if you sing "Happy Birthday" twice, you got thoroughly clean hands. I mean,
here, because there were other songs, and these were the ones from the 90s. And the reason I bring this up is I think Mike might have saw this where I'm trying to get Al Gore's attention because I want to see him do a 20-second Macarena hand washing video. I think it'd be hysterical to watch him be like, "Hey, Macarena.
I'm cereal."
I don't know.
That's stupid. Anyway.
Someone said to me they could get me Richard Simmons. I said, then he's singing Barbie Girl from Aqua. That's all there is to it.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
That is a dirty-ass song, by the way.
Oh, it's a filthy song.
It's like, I know people who play that song and it's like, oh, this will be cute for my daughters. Have you listened to the lyrics?
Oh.
Have you really listened to the lyrics of the song?
Oh.
Yeah, so I saw a meme today saying, by the year 2020, we thought we would have flying cars. But no, here we are teaching people how to wash their hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that recently where it's hey, congratulations. Apparently we're now teaching people that they're supposed to use toilet paper, wash their hands, and weren't these things we all learned in kindergarten or something? How
many people have been wiping their asses with their hands all these years? Come on.
Well, all I know is if there's a run on toilet paper, all I'm going to say is when I go to get whatever I get at the grocery store, I'm taking paper instead of plastic.
Well, yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's crazy, and it does have a for real scary element to it,
Well, sure.
And last night when I was talking with the guys over at Harlem Nights, we had all kinds of different opinions. Everything from "Don't worry about it, it's not that big a deal," which I wanted to club him in the head, to
just shoot off his pinky toe.
Yeah, shoot off his little toe.
Because I'm telling you, Ivan, so far every time you say Harlem Nights, the only thing I keep thinking about is that damn movie.
Oh, okay. You're thinking about with Della Reese getting her.
With Della Reese and Eddie Murphy, with that is the greatest scene of all time. You've seen that scene, right, Mike?
Yes,
I have. I've seen it. Sheesh, I own the movie. Yeah, I've seen it lots of times.
Where it's you're going to use garbage cans. Shut off my pinky toe.
Go ahead, sucker.
It's between that scene and the one with Arsenio Hall where he's trying to avenge his brother, and the guy, and they keep shooting the machine guns.
You killed my brother!
Yeah, they keep shooting the machine guns, and then the one guy shoots the pop gun, and they're like, "Stop it! Stop shooting the pop gun!"
Still one of the funniest fucking movies. Really, I really do.
It's vastly underrated. It's vastly
right. You're right. It is vastly underrated.
That was one of those movies that didn't do well in the movies that over time people talk about. Because I'll never forget, I did see it in the theater, and I do remember, like, the entire credits are by Eddie Murphy. This is by Eddie Murphy. That is by Eddie Murphy. This is by Eddie Murphy. Hey, did we tell you Eddie Murphy did this? Eddie Murphy whipped his ass in this picture.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy did.
Eddie Murphy's name was like on the credits everywhere. Everywhere.
But he did have a lot of really top-end cast members in this movie, too.
Yeah.
Red Fox, man, and he...
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, Della Reese, So it was, I mean, it should...
Danny Aiello.
They just recently wrapped filming for Coming to America 2, so that's coming soon.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see how that holds up in this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Just taste the soup. What's wrong with the soup? Just taste the soup. What's wrong with the soup? Just taste the soup.
Well, since we're on the subject of movies right at this present moment,
I thought we were talking about the Corona beer virus.
Yeah, we were. Well, no, we kept talking
about
then
we ended up going into the movie thing.
No, because you said about the Harlem Nights, all I keep thinking about is Della Reese and
okay, as far as like the coronavirus thing, it's just like, there's so many mixed feelings on this whole thing. For me personally, it's made me more cautious about a lot of things.
Yeah, well, see, I'm young enough. I don't have to worry because I have a strong enough immune system, but I have family members who don't have a strong enough immune system, so I'm worried about them more than I am myself.
I've learned
I mean, I'm gonna be 60 in August, and
happy birthday, Ivan! Happy birthday! You can sing happy birthday to yourself while you're washing your hands.
Yes.
Yeah, while I wash my hands, right? But just the fact that as I get older, and these diseases get stronger and more weird, it's a scary place when you're where I'm at, and people are just now. They're not as chummy, they're not shaking hands like they once did, or hugging each other as they once did, or holding each other as they once did. Everybody's just kind of like, oh yeah, no fist bump, you're still touching. Touch my elbow. I'm like,
it's funny you say that because Saturday I had to MC an event, and the first question I got from all the people who were going to be speaking for this contest was, okay, so what are we doing instead of a handshake? And it's funny you say that because they pretty much all decided that they wanted to go fist bump.
Right.
So ironically, yeah, they actually wanted fist bump. Because I gave them a couple options. One of them did not go over well, which was the booty shot hit.
Well, yeah,
booty bump.
Gave them.
I wanted to do booty bumps. I thought it'd be funny.
Booty bumps would be cool. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, there's Jeff and his crass humor. Oh.
Yeah.
So uncivilized.
Well, I wasn't going to do like one of those things where it was like the crazy secret handshake thing, where it's like foot, arm, all of that garbage. I didn't have to remember what it was. No way.
Yeah, I just go ahead and just give everybody the middle finger. There you go. Hello.
Yeah, that wasn't going to be appropriate either. The booty bump would be better than that.
Yeah, I know that would have been better than that, but
just the Vulcan salute. Live long and prosper. That's my.
There you go.
I want to do the Spaceballs one. This President's Crew sign.
Yeah.
The one where it's
Hail Scroob.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so there it is. I mean, as far as that particular subject is concerned. So yeah, people, wash your hands. Okay, and do your best. If you're sick, stay home.
Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your private parts.
Did you see the one where the woman sat there and said, "Whatever you do, make sure not to touch your face," and then she licked the page with her fingers?
Yeah.
It's like
hey, literally 3 seconds later.
Yeah, 3 seconds later. 3 seconds later.
How many licks does it take to get the coronavirus? Let's find out.
One. I'll tell you.
Three.
There were people who actually. There were really actually people who thought if you drank Corona beer, you got coronavirus.
Yeah, we talked about that on our sister show, News of the Squared. Listen to it on iPod.
Or to stay away from Chinese
but the thing
food.
about it, I think but now that they found out the actual name of it, you notice it's Corona 19 or whatever, whatever they call it now. And I bet you the people at Corona were reminded of what happened to them many years ago when they found out that people were actually pissing in Corona beer.
Okay, I don't want you to go there.
No, but did you remember that?
No.
No, I probably mentally blocked it.
Yes. I don't even think I wanted to know about this, or I did want. If I did, I certainly don't want to know.
Oh, well, okay, fine. But the only fact of the matter is, Corona's had their fair share of being, put under or being thrown under the bus because of their name.
Yeah. That's why I don't drink beer. I try to stay away from the beer.
No, I mean, I used to be a beer drinker, not big, just, when the party was on, I'll have a few beers, or when I'm with friends, I'll have a few beers.
Did you see where Dos Equis had to come out and tell people not to use their alcohol as a hand sanitizer?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
New York is making their own hand sanitizer because all the companies are strapped for materials. They can't make it fast enough right now.
Will it smell like sewer alligator or
Surgator?
Subway rat.
Yeah, Subway
rat. Surgators.
How about Newark? Let's make it smell like Newark.
Oh, let's make it smell like the Hudson, man.
Yeah.
Nothing like burned out cheese.
So Jeff, what did you do this weekend?
What did you do this weekend?
I am seeing an event on Saturday for Toastmasters, so thanks to them, I am seeing a contest on Saturday, and then I did. Since I'm not competing, it was kind of weird because usually I'm on the other side of it, and it was kind of different to be the one who was making sure make all the trains run on time and everything. Then Saturday night I hit Wildfire with a friend. A little pricier than I remembered it being, but still very good. And
burn down.
I'm sorry.
I said, whose house did you burn down?
Nobody. Wildfire, the restaurant.
Oh! I thought you had a Wildfire. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Wildfire, the steakhouse.
Okay, steakhouse. Okay, because I wasn't clear.
Really? You're gonna get me for not clear, Mr. Things and stuff and more things and more stuff. Really?
I don't care.
I know you don't. We have listeners who go, "What things and stuff is he talking about?" I don't know. Things and stuff. He doesn't say.
Secret things.
Secret things and secret stuff.
And secret stuff. That makes it more fun, to keep people intrigued.
You watch any TV?
Did I watch any TV? Yes, I watched TV. What did I watch? I don't.
Favorite sport?
I think I like a lot of the usual. And I'm trying to think, what did I do Sunday? Oh, Sunday I went to a storytelling event. I actually back at the Morton Grove Public Library. This guy Nestor Gomez, who's like a big time Moth storytelling guy, and he was talking a little bit about how he came to Guatemala from here, and it was interesting. But it's hard when you're watching somebody like that, because when you speak on a regular basis and you're somebody who looks at stuff and dissects stuff, and you've heard things about an individual, you're like, oh, this guy's supposed to be amazing, and you're watching him like, okay. And then you start breaking them down like you're a coach or something like that, like Bill Belichick or some shit like that, and you're like, yeah, this is I don't know. I mean, he was good for what it was, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Did I see anything worthwhile the last few days? I finished up Graves. Graves was phenomenal. I kind of wish that they didn't end it. They, so many really good people in there. Juliette Lewis, Ernie Hudson, Nick Nolte, Selena Ward. Every time I turn around, they just find a different new guest star or new person for that series that was really pretty, really eye-opening. And it's too bad. Like I said, there's 2 seasons of it on Epix, and I enjoyed both of them. And it's too bad because I think that they could have done a lot more with it, and it should have gotten a lot more publicity than it did. I thought it was better than Veep, but that's just me.
Okay.
But it helps when you have HBO, and HBO pumps up some of these sitcoms a little bit better. Certainly more nudity than Veep, that was for sure.
Yeah, you talked about it last week, so I'm glad.
Yeah, no, but like I said,
entertaining.
You did the nudity,
Yeah, I did mention the nudity, but yeah, no, that didn't hurt either. Like boobs, yay. So. But yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, that's about what I got. I think at this point. How about you, Mister? We're out of hand sanitizer, and we're out of masks,
and we're running low on disinfectant wipes.
Are you really?
Yeah, but we've got contractors coming in who don't want to breathe sawdust, and we're out of masks. So.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not. So anyway. Let's see. I grilled out over last week. Had my first burger on the grill last week. I was like,
picture, awesome.
Yeah, we had a guy from I think it was from WGN Channel 9. He makes his own like salsa and barbecue sauces and chili mixes and such. He was advertising his stuff at our store, and so everyone was talking about, I'm going to do this. I'm a grill and all that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm grilling out. So bought some burgers and some brioche buns, and I grilled out Wednesday. It was super good.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had a steak in a while. Next time I'm going to get a steak. Steak on my grill.
Yeah, that
was
the wildfire thing over the weekend when I went to this wildfire.
Yeah. Oh, man, I had an awesome...
haven't had a steak in a while.
I had awesome meatloaf tonight. That was fun.
I know. I watched your Instagram photo.
I need a steak. Well, I had meatloaf.
Hey, well, I made it myself, and it was meat.
It looks good.
That's great. Yeah. Totally like steak.
Well, mostly it's kind of.
I like steak.
Well, we didn't say you didn't like steak.
Right. I just love how we.
I'm just glad you liked your meatloaf.
I like my meatloaf.
Glad it was good.
Steak the meatloaf.
It was delicious.
Julie's a good cook.
Joey.
Julie is a good cook.
Yeah. Oh, Julie, yeah. I thought you said Joey.
Can you
sorry.
hear okay, Ivan? You okay?
I hear fine. I hear fine. Right. Anyway.
So I saw Onward on Friday.
Yeah.
And the theater was, I'd say, about half full. And I thought it'd be more crowded for a Friday night premiere for a Pixar film, but people's like, well, it must be the coronavirus. Well, maybe just the fact that it wasn't like Toy Story or The Incredibles or like one of the more well-known names in Pixar. Like, wasn't like a Cars sequel or something.
But it wasn't. It was a first-run, brand-new story.
Yeah, it was a new franchise, and I think it was really good. It was very charming, very clever, and had good comedy in it. And I liked Chris Pratt's character. I think it was Bernard, I think was his name. And, of course, Tom Holland is Tom Holland, kind of. He's like this, the kind of smarmy, little, less confident person.
Right.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus as the mom. She was good. Mm-hmm. But it was good. I liked it. It's like, for those who don't know, because I don't know how well this movie was promoted. I guess I'll drop some minor spoilers in it. This takes place if mythical times had found modern technology and gotten in fallen into magic kind of fell the wayside for cars and electricity and all that. So
Kind of gave me the feeling of the 70s. I mean, looking at the van and, that they drove in and the suburbia
yeah, in
feel of the.
suburbia. Well, it was still like they still like kind of lived in mushrooms, at least in this town they did. So it's
Oh,
still
okay.
kind of medieval, like mythical times. Like you see these mythical
Sounds more
creatures.
Smurf than medieval.
Yeah, not Smurfs. No Smurfs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're living in a mushroom, then do the Smurfs live in a mushroom?
Well, the house was kind of shaped like one.
Okay.
Anyway, but I'd say it was good. I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, mans.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay $12 to see it again, but I think I might get the DVD on sale when it comes out, which means I'll pay to see it again. But I mean, I can see it whenever I want.
I think that's where I'm at right now. It's like there's just not even, and we'll get to it in a bit, but not even like the fact that there's a Black Widow movie coming out right now has got me like, oh, gotta get to the movies.
You're not salivating.
There's been some stuff that's been interesting, but nothing that's really made me like, oh, I have to get to the movies to see this movie. I mean, maybe it's different for you about Onward, but for a little while I was that way, and then it was like, I don't know, and I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure why I'm in that frame, because I am kind of a person who likes to go to the movies, but yeah, I'm just not.
You're just not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it, and honestly, where things are going with some of where we're going with what's available this summer, I mean, I'm sure I'll go, but I'm not exactly like, ooh, oh my God, I can't wait. I gotta see this movie.
Yeah, speaking of seeing the movie, I went to see Parasite for myself.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I enjoyed it.
Everyone's
I enjoyed
entitled
it.
to be wrong.
Well, no, look, it's not a matter of right or wrong. No, that's not what I'm saying. Everybody's got their own take of what they feel the movie is. For me, okay, I didn't find the subtitles distracting because of the years of anime that I've watched, subtitled, which didn't bother me. So I just kind of put it in the context of if I stay focused on the screen, kind of look down, read the thing, but just keep my eyes on the screen, I'm not going to miss anything. And in many ways, it made the story did make a lot of sense. And the only thing was, it had a transparent secondary story that ran through it. Especially when you come to the ending of it, because then you get the feeling of, oh yeah, maybe he just dreamt all of that last part of it up. So it just gave me the thought of, okay, how the process of how this movie was directed and came together, and the acting was really good. It was entertaining. The story, in all of its points, was very engrossing. In a lot of ways, it was very sad the way it went along, but at the same time, if it's one of those things that if you blinked, you would miss something. So you have to really pay close attention to it. For me, to pay close attention to it, just so that way I didn't lose anything in the, excuse the way I'm going to put this, translation of the movie itself. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it, and I thought it was really good. And I think the director actually, got awarded. He got his just desserts, and that's wonderful that he got all the awards that he got for the movie, because I felt he deserved it. And I'm just happy to see that the World Theater is actually starting to get recognition a little bit more now than it used to. Because, yeah, I mean, not everybody likes reading subtitles, and but I feel that, like music, is a universal thing. If you don't sing any of the lyrics and you got all music, you're still listening to music. You still, like music. Okay, granted, there's millions of languages that go around it, but then if you really listen to it, after a while you're like, yeah, okay, so they're singing in a different language, but it's still cool. So that's how I just approached this movie. Yeah, it's a different language, and the story, kept me entertained and it kept me going.
There seems like, well,
And
the second half of the movie kind of takes a turn, an unexpected turn, according to
well,
Jeff. And
yeah,
you were okay with it, you seemed.
I was okay with the unexpected turn because it was something you would have never expected in the first place. The way it was, starting to pan out. The plan that was starting to pan out. You got this family, and one by one they start taking over this rich person's house to find out that there are even more secrets in the house that they don't get to until later on in the movie. And you're just sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I guess they weren't the only ones that were planning on taking over this rich person's house. So, it goes to show that, that if poor people, are if rich people are gonna, they kind of made the rich people in the movies not ignorant, but just not, and maybe naive. There it is, thinking that, oh, okay,
See, but here's the problem. Here's
Yeah.
the problem, because all the way through, up until that point, I don't know that I would call the rich people ignorant or any of those types of things. I would just say that they were living their lives and that was what they were doing. I didn't think anything of it, and this is what they thought. And then what's very strange to me is okay, there's all this stuff where it takes a right turn with all this stuff where with the two different groups of people who seemingly are not them. Okay, and
Right.
then somewhere along the way, suddenly the attitudes of the rich people suddenly seem to change, and they seem to change, quite frankly, for no really good reason other than to change your perception of them so that you would have more of a better perception of the original family who's trying to take over their home.
Okay.
And honestly, to me, I just and by the way, my complaint about subtitles is more along the lines of as to the rest of it, and then the fact that I'm sorry, I'm not paying 12. Honestly, yeah, I'm not paying 12, 15 bucks to watch a movie that I don't think is any good. That on top of it isn't subtitles.
Well, okay, because I mean, I've seen my fair share of movies with subtitles, and subtitles for me personally don't annoy me whatsoever. And I've seen a lot of great movies with subtitles. I've seen a lot of great animation with subtitles, so none of that bothers me whatsoever. As far as the fact that, okay, you got this family that is literally trying to shice their way into everything that they could get themselves into as far as trying to make money. I mean, they're a poor household, okay? And here's an opportunity given to them by a friend saying, "Hey, can you teach my girlfriend, English, since your English is right on, but I'm going to help you commend these forgeries in order for you to get this job." Okay? And then he looks at the opportunity of saying, "Well, these people are, yeah, they're living their own lives, and no, I didn't say they were ignorant. Okay, I say they were naive at certain points, because you look at some of the plot as it moves along, and then after a while they're just like, the little boy. I like the one point where the little boy, starts smelling all of the family members, and they're like, they all smell the same, and they're just like, yeah, so then they go back and then they regroup. Well, we're going to have to use different type of soap so we don't all smell the same. I mean, they're trying their best not to be discovered. And then on top of that, all right, the lady who was running the house, right after the person who owned the house, and then she stayed in the house, was just in fact there because she's busy trying to support her husband who is living inside the house. so that's why it's not just one story, it's two. And then the ending for me was just one of, okay, just a thought, not to give it all away, but, just a thought of what might have happened after, okay, he sustained his injuries and what was going on in his mind. Now it gives you the thinking that actually happened in real time, or was that just something that got played out in his mind? And that's where I'm at on that.
Well,
but
what do you give it out of 5 Yeah Mans?
I would give it 4. Give it 4.
Oh, God.
I would give it 4 Yeah
Not
Mans.
even close.
Oh, yeah, I would give it 4.
No
absolutely.
way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It is.
No.
I am amazed by how many people find this movie so incredible when I can.
Well, I get it.
And people are like, "Oh, it's so complicated, the layers," and I'm like, "There ain't nothing complicated about this, and there ain't that many layers, and it's pretty damn obvious." And to top it off, he's got you going in different directions on point of view. That there are certain questions that, as somebody who's watched it, I'm like, I don't even understand why this was needed to be done this way or that way. And like Ivan mentioned about this ending, I swear when the ending was over, I was just like, great, that only is the icing on the cake to a shitty movie.
Wow.
Okay, but again, that's your opinion on that particular movie, which is fine, and nobody's taking that away from you. But like with any movie, Jeff, you're going to have your people that are going to dig it, and you're going to have your detractors. Okay, and obviously we're split.
Ooh, do you hear what he just called you, Jeff?
I know.
Oh my
That's
God!
Okay.
Such language.
So that being said, it's just if that's your Parasite is what you dig, and Parasite is what you dig, see it, and you know what, judge for yourself, and that's what I did. I went out and I judged for myself.
I'm glad you like it.
And I was surprised. I mean, I went in with Jeff's words, going through my head, thinking, okay, I'm sinking $8. I went to the matinee. I'm sinking $8 to see this at my local theater, And I walked out. I was like, all right, time for dinner.
See, here's the difference. And I wonder if it wasn't for the fact that I sat there and said to you that I thought this movie sucks. Mm-hmm. And that I said that it was a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you would have had the same reaction if it wasn't for the fact that I lowered the bar for you a lot.
Well, no, I don't think that was it. It was just a matter of, okay, that's his opinion of it. Let me make one of my own. That was it. And you had your feeling on it, and I just wanted to see if that feeling was indeed, justified by me seeing it myself. And in my case, no, not so much. But that's okay, because
it's okay that you're wrong, Ivan. I understand. I forgive you.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay that you're wrong, Jeff, because there's a lot more people that like it than you think. Anyway,
I know there's a lot of people, and they're all wrong too.
Yeah, everybody else is wrong. Okay, yeah, all right, Mr.
Unpopular
President.
opinion. Yeah, I don't care to see it, honestly.
Well, that's fine.
I've read the story, and I've heard both your reviews now, and I still don't have an interest in going to see it.
You know when you might be interested in seeing it, Mike?
For free.
Here's the funny part. Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
But my understanding is, and this is the part I laugh about the hardest. So now HBO is talking about taking it and making it into a series, and it would be English based. And I'm like, why didn't you just make it English based in the first place and do this? But,
yeah,
okay.
but then here it is, don't you think that other people in other countries and other places can make quality motion pictures? Don't you think that it's just all English people are the only people that can make quality motion pictures?
Do you really want me to answer that question?
Yes, I would.
I guess it's possible. I don't know.
But you're laughing about it, though.
Depends on what you're.
Yeah, you're laughing about it, though. You're like, I didn't answer it seriously because I'm I'm full of shit because
No, because it depends on what you're talking about quality picture. Do I think that an overseas company can make a movie like Avengers?
What was the last
no.
really good movie that was made in a overseas studio?
Oh, there are some, but I mean, do I
but
think that they
then
can
it
make a
all depends.
wait. You asked me a question. Do I think they can make a tentpole movie like an Avengers movie or a Star Wars movie or something along
Maybe
those
a
lines?
hilarious knockoff of one.
No, not so much.
Slumdog Millionaire was good.
Right. I mean,
Right.
Crazy Rich Asians was great.
Yeah.
I
Right.
have no problem with that. But and again, but to your point, can they make big tent motion pictures? No, I don't know about that one.
Maybe not eventually. Maybe eventually, yeah.
Yeah, maybe eventually, but right now, no.
But
Not
yeah,
right now.
but don't you think that Parasite might have just opened that door a little wider for that possibility?
No, actually, I don't.
And that Netflix movie Rosa.
I don't know that it did. I think it opened the door for more types of. I think it opened the door for more types of best picture types of movies. And in fairness, given the fact that where the industry is in terms of the fact that they seem to be at war with what is considered the Hollywood box office in terms of what's making money, that's okay for them at the moment because they fall into that. And by the way, I think that's the part that makes me the most amused about the fact of what they chose in terms of Parasite, which is great. You chose a film that wasn't in English. It wasn't in English, and that's not the bigger problem with it. But just in general, another one of these types of off the beaten path films, and I'm sure, and they'll justify it all. But in the meantime, Avengers Endgame can't get one goddamn Oscar.
Okay, well, maybe
It was nominated for one Oscar.
It's nominated for one Oscar. It doesn't.
Yeah, well then
that's just bullshit.
maybe people are tired of the franchise already.
Are they?
Maybe they're
I don't
tired
think so.
of the franchise. Maybe it's like, man, another Avengers movie. Oh boy, another Spider-Man movie. Oh boy, another Transformers
The
movie.
numbers don't say
Oh,
that.
I'm not saying that they do or they don't, but I'm just saying that, who knows? Maybe the public at large are looking for something else to watch.
But
The
it's
numbers
still
are
all
not-
about the money, too. I mean,
Right.
And the money too. Right.
Avengers makes money, and the studios love that money, but
Yep.
the people who vote for the Oscars, they don't give two shits.
Right.
don't
They
care.
don't. They're right. That's the reason why Scorsese was sitting there talking
why
about
Marty
I don't like
was-
those movies.
yeah.
Because he can't have his 3+ hour freaking movie that was, God, unbearably long in a movie in regular movie theaters like they used to be. And that's what he's complaining and bitching about, and that's what a lot of those guys are complaining and bitching about, and that's why a movie like Parasite is at now it's finally at theaters that are bigger theaters, but at the time when I saw it, no, you had to go off the beaten path to go find Parasite. You had to and it was at off times, and you had to go find it. I mean,
Maybe the
it wasn't
director of
something-
Parasite would have gotten into more theaters more if he had that machine that goes boom, boom, boom when you play the records.
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, yeah, that could have been the possibility. Like I said,
No.
I just think there's a definite disconnect between what the art people want versus what the actual people want.
Yeah, but then see, if you get the artists who are doing what it is that they do, in whatever respect the art is in.
The art of cinema.
Well, okay, the art of cinema. But hasn't the art of cinema been something always subjective anyway? I mean, it depends on how you feel about it, what you're looking for into it. Does it entertain? Does it excite? Does it make you cry? Do you want to grab your dick and pull? I mean, come on.
Well, that's a different kind of movie.
Yeah, that's a different type of movie.
It's still a movie, though. But all I'm saying is, I mean...
Not usually.
Yeah.
There ain't much of a script in that movie.
No.
Well, but
There's more script in Parasite than there is in that kind of
Screenwriter.
but
I know what you mean, Ivan. We know what you mean. We know where you're coming from.
There are definitely some layers to that movie, though.
Yeah, your foreskin. But okay, so all I can say is all I know is that yeah, again, will there be more movies from around the world that'll make that type of impact? I don't know. Maybe this was just a fluke, and maybe this is the one-time trip to the moon. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not. But again, to sit there, you asked me a question of, can they make a legitimate? Can they make a Hollywood movie? It depends on what you're talking about. All right. Well, when you're talking about big tent, big picture, the closest that anybody gets from overseas to that would be I can't remember how I can't like the stuff Jackie Chan makes.
Okay, so we're
some of the Hong Kong movies that
some
get done.
the old cheeseball Oriental movies. They used
No. They're the more modern ones that they're doing now.
Oh, okay,
The more modern ones that they're making out of Hong Kong now for those types of audiences. Those are they're getting there. They're getting closer, but they're still not there because it's still
they're still kind of cheeseball. Yeah.
It's not that it's cheeseball. It's still very martial arts and less science fiction-y or not the action's all more martial arts.
It's all more fantasy.
Is that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon one from some years back?
Yeah.
Yeah, would that be considered one? I guess one of that would be considered one of them.
That would be considered, yes. Of course that would be. Drunken Master, wasn't that another one?
Isn't that a Bruce Lee movie?
No, there was one called Drunken Master. I don't know if it was a Bruce Lee movie, but I know it made some rounds for a bit.
Yeah, I think I met him up in Wisconsin last year.
The stuff that Jet Li got famous for. The stuff that Jet Li got famous for before he ended up selling out and doing Lethal Weapon. Some of those types of things.
Okay.
That were out there.
Case in point, none of us can name them. So.
Well, okay, because that's not exactly something I go out and watch.
Well, no, because it's not as mainstream as say some of the other things.
Well, but here's the thing: it's not mainstream for me. But when you sit there and you ask me the question about can it be mainstream, that's the closest thing that I can think of that would get us on a regular mainstream. Because I know people who watch that stuff,
right?
Who are watching it in America and watching it fervently. So, yeah, I think that's closer. But that's
right. But I mean, will there be any big tent movies from across the way? I mean, I'd like to think so. I mean, there's a lot of independent films that don't even get a nod, but they're great movies, and they come from all over the place. I mean, I guess also, too, because my palette of watching cinema is large, and I just tend to gravitate towards those kind of movies.
I would agree that your palette is large.
Yes, it is. It's very big, and it's very round, and it's full of meatloaf, and it's happy.
I didn't need to know that last
Speaking
part
of, well... I guess we can talk about this because of the...
You don't like meatloaf?
I don't want to hear about you digesting meatloaf. No, I'm not interested.
The coronavirus has caused the Bond film to be delayed.
Yes, a few months, if not a year.
Nope, Thanksgiving.
Now, wait a minute. Would that not... Hold on. That might be considered the big tent movie that would be from overseas.
Okay.
That might be an example... But no, MGM's though an American company though. They're not. Yeah, no.
But the thing is that MGM is just a shadow of its former self. I mean, it's been piggyback on other studios for years. I mean,
well, it's just a matter of when they're going to get. I'm curious to see when they. That's another domino as to when something like that's going to fall and get bought out, or who or how or. Disney, James Bond available.
Yeah, they're buying up everything else. The ravenous mouse has got.
The short, usually the Pixar short before Onward was a Simpsons short.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it was like sort of a Disney welcomes the Simpsons.
Wow.
So there was no dialogue, but it was just a story about Maggie meeting a friend on a playground.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I wasn't aware of that. That I might want to see.
That was interesting. Oh, and so one more thing that about Onward. It was, I'd say, the only problem it had, because I don't know if you guys saw the trailer where the brothers are trying to bring their father back for one day.
Uh-huh.
The first act of the film, they were kind of driving it home a little bit too much about their dad being passed on. But other than that, that's the only flaw I had with this film. It was good. It was exciting. All the D&D nerds will enjoy it.
Yeah, that's where when you said
references.
about when I saw the van, that's all I could think about is some D&D nerds in the back playing D&D or something.
Well, this like D&D to them is like history.
All right.
Because it really is. So like they still have these mythical creatures running around, but they're just none of them use magic anymore. They don't go into dungeons or anything like that.
All right.
But yeah, the Simpsons short was amusing. That was surprising.
The thing that gets me about Disney movies, and it's been in the fibers of Disney movies for as far back as Disney itself, is the whole one parent sensibility of their movies, or somebody's always missing in all their movies somehow, or something happens to one of the persons in the movie. I think a lot of that draws back to when Disney was a young child and his father abandoned him, and I think that just kind of
Toy Story 4, you had both parents.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
And in one very rare instance, yeah. But if you go back through the entire history of Disney's pictures, that seems to be an ever returning thing, which I just it's just like there's an ass in every Disney movie, so it's just kind of that type of a thing. Oh, what do I mean by there's an ass in every Disney movie?
There's a joke. It's a joke shot, no butt shot. Yeah.
Yeah, butt shots.
Yeah.
In every Disney movie's got a butt shot.
Okay.
But anyway, okay. Well, I would like to see Onward for myself.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, if you could catch a matinee or something, I wouldn't pay. I don't know. At least I saw the movie, so I wouldn't pay full price to see it again. But
I can go down the street, to Logan. They got it there for $8.
Well, there you go. It's worth $8 to see.
Yeah, I'll go catch it then, and then I'll give you my feel on it next time I'm on the air with you guys. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You'll be at Cole's next week, so we will have a pre St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I won't have a pre St. Patrick's Day special, but
are you spending on St. Patrick's Day?
On St. Patrick's Day, on that Monday, yeah.
Tuesday. St. Patrick's Day is Tuesday.
Tuesday. No, I'm not spending on St. Patrick's Day. No. Okay. No. I'm spending on the Monday, on the 16th.
I know.
So
did you see where Chicago is now like the #1 city in America to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
More than New York.
That doesn't shock me either, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's because of the large number.
Well, we got to take something, seeing as Chi-Town Rising failed.
Chi-Town Rising? I don't even know what that is.
You didn't know what Chi-Town Rising? That was like one of the TV networks tried to make a big deal out of New Year's Eve in Chicago.
Did they really?
Instead of the ball dropping in New York, we'd have the 6-pointed star rise up for New Year's Eve. It was a disaster.
No, that sounds bad.
Didn't some people get hurt on that event this year?
Nobody got hurt. Except people's dignity got hurt by attending Chi-Town Rising.
All I know about New Year's Eve in Chicago is that usually it's Janet Davies and Mark Giangreco like trying not to kill each other or something for.
Yeah, he dressed in Jag. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
Too.
Yeah.
Like the two of them can't stand each other, and then they gotta play nicey nice the whole time, and I don't know. I don't care. I don't watch enough nearly.
I'm busy spending most of my New Year's to really care. So I'm not
But
making.
yeah, no. Between the Green River and all the beer that was
Release the
flowing,
river.
it should be interesting this weekend because it's all
a
St.
primary.
Patrick's Day all weekend, and then we got the primary. So I'm expecting.
Well, the parade is this Saturday, so.
Right. Well, what's his name? They'll both be in there, like Biden and Bernie will probably both show up.
Well, and this whole not to talk politics, but just the whole onslaught of the Biden Bernie situation. I'm just like,
And Tulsi Gabbard hasn't stepped out yet. She's won like 2 delegates or something.
I
She
think
still
so.
won't step down yet.
Something like that. Whatever.
She's still present. Like her vote.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Careful. Supposedly she's a Russia operative. She could have you killed.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess between the primary and St. Patrick's Day weekend is going to be interesting in Chicago. But at least I don't know.
I am going to distribute all the green beer, and everyone can have some.
Does Bernie drink beer? We don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Bernie drinks beer. Biden seems like he drinks beer all the time.
Yeah, Biden would drink a beer.
I don't know. Just like you heard him like flubbing the preamble. Joe Rogan talked about this. You see him flubbing the preamble to the Declaration of Independence, and
yeah. Not to mention.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did Trump talk about some declaration on the 4th of July about how back in the day they used airports?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, why are we holding Joe Biden to the standard we won't hold Trump?
Yeah, exactly. Since Trump's lowered everything.
Trump says stupid shit all the time.
He tweets stupid stuff every day.
I know.
Every day. He's in the shit, tweeting shit.
It's like, we hold Biden to this standard, and I'm like, wait a minute. Trump talked about, like, the airports back in 1776. Why are we fucking...
Well, I mean, you can go back to all these presidents. Said dumb stuff at some point. Like one time during the 08 campaign, Obama said something about the 57 states of America, and it was.
But I think that was just a Freudian slip than anything.
Al Gore invented the internet.
Well, that's Al Gore.
I just felt like running.
If there's going to be green beer, we're going to have it for everyone. We will be distributing the green beer for everybody.
Except for the billionaires. No green beer for the billionaires.
No.
Green beer. Green beer is fake news. Green beer. Fake news.
Trump doesn't drink. Yeah, he's
I'm too busy drinking dye.
Too busy putting ketchup on my steak.
Does he really put ketchup on his
drinking
steak?
dye?
Yes.
And pissing in the river.
Does he really?
I don't know. It's been. I think it's been proven that he'll get an expensive steak and then just put ketchup on it.
What a fucking dick.
At least I don't feel so bad about my meatloaf.
Well, when I was a kid, I'd put A1 on my steak. But that's when I was A1 when I was dumb as a kid. Like, I could eat a shoe now with A1 on it. It'll take,
I
good
feel like how we eat steak is different than when we were kids. Like, as a kid, it was more acceptable to use, like, an A1 or a steak sauce or something like that. And now, over time, like, the cooking and the technique to grilling has gotten good enough with the flavoring that it's like, you should not need a steak sauce.
You shouldn't do anything else to it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something we've built to. And I can't blame people who want to use steak sauce, but I'll accept little kids using ketchup, but yeah.
Grown ass men, not so much.
Well, then again, apparently this is how I got into trouble with the whole hot dog thing, so I should shut up now before I get down.
Yeah, we have a little rivalry in my family about, like, if some members of my family like the ballpark Franks, I like the Vienna beef hot dogs.
I love the Vienna beef hot dogs, hands down.
Yeah, man.
See, now here's the interesting thing to me,
No.
and this is where I got to get into trouble. If I'm eating something like a Ballpark Frank or some Oscar Mayer or some garbage like that, okay, I can understand.
Those are assholes.
Then I can understand why you need that. Then I understand it. I totally get it. Those are not any good. But if you're gonna get a Vienna beef hot dog, you don't need no ketchup.
No.
No.
Okay, but if you're gonna get a piece of shit hot dog,
yeah, then you can go ahead and decimate that because you're
right?
not.
Sure, no, that's totally.
You're not doing any more damage to it than it already is.
It's already
pretty
a
damn
piece
good.
of garbage.
Now I need a hot
it's
dog.
like-
I gotta go out. What I'll do is I'll cut it down the middle and grill it, like in a skillet.
There you go.
So
Grill
do
it in
you
a
grill
skillet.
it or do you boil it?
Grill it in a
No,
skillet.
I don't boil it. We don't boil it.
You don't
No.
steam them?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
Or I'll
Oh,
just
no,
put a
What-
couple
what-
of
what-
holes in it with a fork and I'll just nuke it real quick because of when I'm in a hurry or something.
No, I
Yeah,
no,
because
I,
if you're not careful, poosh.
That's why
No,
you
I
put
see-
a holes in it with a fork.
yeah. So you expel the
The air.
air or the whatever. grease.
Expound the air.
So it goes boom, boom,
There's
boom,
not
like the
enough
machine,
expounded
like
air
the
in
DJ
there.
machine.
Why do we keep going back to that? Anyway.
I
But
want to see Bernie on that machine.
Boom, boom,
I'm
boom.
going to break it equally.
boom, boom,
Redistributing the booms.
Yeah.
boom, boom.
I don't know if you caught it. I guess the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in the new Thor movie.
Yeah, number 4. Yes,
Number 4. So I guess Vin Diesel let it slip that that they're.
And I heard
Part of
Tessa
that.
Thompson let slip that the villain in Thor Love and Thunder is going to be Christian Bale.
Yeah, that's my understanding. And
Oh,
I'm
boy.
trying to think, so we'll see.
Well, it
we'll
only
see
makes
where that
sense
goes.
because we last saw Thor leaving on the Benatar with the Guardians.
Right, so I think they were
Pat
going to do
Benatar?
No, the Benatar. That's the name of the Guardian ship.
Pat Benatar.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
So
Pat
it's a
Benatar.
battlefield, baby.
That's right. Well, the first
was your
ship
best
was
shot,
called the
fire
Milano. For the actually for yo.
Like the cookie?
No, Alyssa Milano.
Oh.
Quill
he's
named
the
his
boss.
ship the Milano, but then when they rebuilt it after Guardians 2, it was called the Benatar.
Okay. So they
He
went
probably named it after
Pat
Pat
Benatar.
Benatar.
Yeah,
though.
probably,
He probably did.
probably, yeah.
And was it Suicide Squad 2 has wrapped, so the
Yeah.
sooner we can get James Gunn working on Love and Thunder and Guardians 4 or Guardians 3.
Yeah, I don't think he's on Love and Thunder. I think he's just on Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right. Taika Waititi will be the director
Yeah.
of Love and Thunder.
yeah. And then,
Is
so
it
yeah, I
about
thought that was interesting. 'cause
rockets?
Love it, Rockets. No, that's something different. That's something different. That's an entirely different
And
franchise.
in
I
Marvel
don't know
news,
what
we
it
got
is.
the last trailer
Yeah, I
for
know.
Black Widow today.
It was intriguing. It still doesn't make me.
Salivate to want to go see it.
I mean,
You said
they
the
did
same
do-
thing about Spider-Verse.
True. I'll admit that. Again, and that
It just
was a good
feels
movie.
like this Black Widow movie is overdue. I
Well,
mean,
that without
spoilers,
question.
she died in Endgame. So this takes place before Infinity War.
See, I wonder if that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
It's all about.
I think that's part of my problem. Is it's like I'm ready to see where things move forward,
Right.
and this moves backward, and it's kind of like
It's like a footnote.
right, and it's like this now. So it takes. I feel like it takes something away from it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the problem I'm having with it. In the fact that I'm like not yay rah rah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anytime we can see Scarlett Johansson in skin tight outfits, I'm all good with this plan. But
Yeah, I like the white outfit.
Yeah, it does remind me of like the Avengers outfit, doesn't it?
Oh, you mean like the time travel suit they used in Endgame?
Yeah, it doesn't it?
No,
it looks
not
a lot
really.
like that a little
It's
bit.
well, that one was more like gray and reds in it. This one just kind of more white. No, I'm all for it, and I've sounded the horn of
Taskmaster
Gondor, and we're
looks
going to see
phenomenal in it.
who's going. But we'll be at the premiere. I will be there. But
I probably will go see it, or I probably will take time to go see it that weekend or something like that, or figure out a time. But yeah, I'm not. I'll do my usual. Let's find a time where I can sneak in and like not have to have a huge crowd to worry about or anything like that. But and then the only other thing of interest is, and I always have to preface this because anything that comes from like we got this covered or places like that, you have to be careful with. But
yep,
I guess
grain of salt.
they're reporting that they're talking about bringing Keanu Reeves back to do a Constantine movie for the extended DC cinematic universe, which would be kind of cool. But again, we got this covered, so you can't trust them at all.
No, you can't.
You can't trust anything they tell you. But it would be interesting. I don't know where he'd fit in that universe. But
No, I'm not. No.
Then the only other thing I can think of is DC Comics finally made an announcement about that Three Jokers book that Jeff Johns has been talking about writing for almost 2 years. And I think it's coming out this summer in June.
And we got to look at the Batmobile.
Yeah, we saw. Well, yeah. I've tried not really to pay attention to the Batman spoilers from the Pattinson thing, and partly just because I'm not ready to get excited about that yet.
Yeah, I'll see it, of course.
Yeah, I probably will too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
because it's Batman.
Right, it's Batman.
Yeah.
I'll want to see it. So
I think I've seen every Batman movie in the theater now.
Yes, you have.
No, I didn't see.
Ivan's like, yes, you have.
Yeah.
You've seen most of them.
I don't know if I didn't see Batman and Robin.
I did.
In the theater.
I did.
I feel bad about that too.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That's the one with Arnold, right?
Yep.
That was bad.
Mr. Freeze.
I am going to make you freeze.
All the freeze puns. There's a supercut on YouTube of all of Mr. Freeze's freeze puns.
All my impressions today sound the same. Like Bernie sounded the same as Arnold. Arnold's like Bernie. I'm not doing a very good job there.
That's it.
This is why Mike gets to do this and I don't. It's like Spider like.
I get it right once in a great while. Not often, though.
Yeah, no,
So we have any other comic book news? Any Star Wars news? I haven't watched any of this final season of the Clone Wars. I
haven't been watching that. No.
Not been interested. So.
No, yeah,
I've only seen a couple episodes in passing when it was on Cartoon Network, but.
Isn't this the winter we get like an Avatar movie? Is this the winter we get an Avatar movie, or is it next one?
It might be next 10 years, but yeah.
Because I know
no, they were going to oscillate between a Star Wars movie and an Avatar movie.
Right, that's what I mean. I don't know if that starts this year or next year.
I don't know. I don't care.
I
don't think they've started filming yet, so.
Right. Well,
which means that's going to be next year.
Those Avatar freaking movies, then because we've been hearing about it forever about these freaking Avatar movies from James Cameron.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's been flapping his gums about it for years, but yet nothing's ever come of it. And then you hear that they're going to make it, but then once they get around to it, they're just kind of like, we ain't filmed it yet.
I'm just
nobody cares.
Nobody gives a fuck.
I'm curious to see if people will. I am, because there are people who, the way people talk or the way things are talked about on social media or within media, I mean, they still make a big deal about Avatar. Like, it's still like a big time franchise kind of thing, and it's like, yeah, but it's been a long time now.
Is it a franchise? It was one movie.
Well, that's what I mean. But I mean,
it's going to be a franchise now. But
right, and I feel
but I think they wasted too much time between one and then two to actually make it even fucking relevant. Okay, yeah, they're all going on the ether of what happened in the first movie. I mean, yeah, ether.
I almost feel like they need. You know what they need to do? I almost feel like they need to like bring the original back out and remaster it and add scenes and stuff like that.
I wouldn't be surprised
like
if
what they
Cameron
had in
does
the
it to
cutting room
remind us.
floor. I'm sorry?
I wouldn't be surprised if Cameron does it just to remind us. It's like what
Right.
Lucas did with the,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, we need the special edition. We need a Lucas like special edition of Avatar before.
Oh, we need the prequel to Avatar, you know, to kind of get us up to speed about the movie Avatar.
Avatar
before we
prequels.
go ahead to the movie for the future of Avatar. And now we've got six movies that are in different directions just because they're trying to point it to Avatar. To remind you that there's Avatar.
Yeah, well.
And you're like,
I said, I wasn't there's another example of one of those movies where I wasn't a big fan of it, just like I wasn't a big fan of Titanic. I mean, it's like, great, wonderful. And I'm positive that has to do with the fact that I'm not a chick. Because chicks love that movie. Women, I shouldn't say chick. Women,
I saw this
women.
great Bill Burr sketch about how guys see Titanic as a horror movie.
Well, yeah, if you're stuck having to watch that thing for 2+ hours.
No,
then
because
absolutely
you're a
no
guy.
horror.
All the women and children first. All the guys died in the film.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
there's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have to sit in the movie for 2+ hours and have to listen to that Celine Dion song a whole bunch of times, and I mean, it's not like you don't know what's going to happen. The boat freaking sinks.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's one executive at the studio that said, you know what? This Titanic movie was so good, we should make a series about it.
We should make it 2.
They should make a number 2.
We should make a Titanic 2.
They're still making the boat, the new boat, the Titanic 2.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, they're making it.
Talked about that.
They're building
making
another
a number
one.
2.
Oh, good Lord.
Let's just why don't we just tempt fate?
Put Leo on it. Put Leo on
Does that
the
mean
boat.
there's going to be Iceberg 2 available as well?
Crashes in the same area as the first one did.
Yeah, really. Now this time it's a tsunami that takes it out or something, or
a big old tidal wave, just kind of washes over it.
I don't want anybody to die, but there is a part of me where it's like, you're on a ship called the Titanic. What were you thinking?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'd like to.
But if they are going to do that, they should have like Celine Dion there at the front when everybody comes on singing that stupid song.
She should be one of the musicians, playing on deck when the boat's starting to sink.
Not even when the boat starts to sink. Like you walk onto like when you walk on like when you walk on the Love Boat kind of thing. She should be right there singing the entire time. And constantly singing that song like a repetitive thing.
It has been a pleasure playing with you. So let us see ourselves off. And they keep playing until they all die.
I am the greatest singer in the world. Then get Kate Winslet and like Leonardo DiCaprio to like stand near the front of the bow like at 5:00 every day before sunset to take pictures.
Selfies.
Wait, I need to stand next to you. I need to stand next to you while you guys do it. Selfie.
And while the big wave is coming at them, there's selfie, and then there's this big wave behind them.
Iceberg dead ahead. Selfie.
Selfie.
Do we have another news?
I don't know. Not really.
No.
Anybody going to get some like corned beef and cabbage or anything like that? I'm thinking Reuben. Maybe a Reuben.
I'd like to get a Reuben.
I only have corned beef and cabbage once a year.
Well, it's probably now, right?
My sister makes it for St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
So we go to my sister's house and we have the corned beef and cabbage, and that's it.
Do you get like the potatoes or no?
We have the potatoes and carrots in the pot with the beef.
Okay.
Red or white potatoes?
Red potatoes.
Ooh, good.
Ivan will be over at 5:30.
Yeah, with my fork and my
And his meatloaf.
and my nick.
Leftover meatloaf. Yeah, man.
I brought some
Pretty leftover meatloaf.
Here, I brought it in the tinfoil. Just throw it in the oven for like 5 minutes. It's good.
Wait. No, I can make. I'll bring it. It's reconstructed. Hold on.
Oh, no.
No.
Dude,
No.
gross.
I'm not a damn mosquito, man. Come on. Regurgitate my food. That's suck it up.
No, you're a parasite. Okay, this seems like a good lull time to say where do they find us?
We're on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on YouTube. Click the bell. Subscribe. You'll know when new content drops. We're on Facebook. Then you can click to subscribe onto our Facebook page, and where you can listen to our crazy other show that has crazy news stories that we'll talk about. That's on the News Squares page. Shout out to Scott.
Scott. I saw we got Scott news this week.
Yes, we have some more Scott articles. So that's great.
Got some Scott stuff.
So later in the week, we'll have News of the Squared. And, of course, if you have any questions, comments, or what have you, we crave attention. Email us at sotrtpodcast@gmail.com. We're on PodBean. We're on Anchor. We're on YouTube, obviously. We're on Apple. We're on Google. We're on Spotify. Leave us a review. We'd appreciate it.
We have toilet paper.
We're not giving away toilet paper.
We're not giving away toilet paper.
No.
We should. I bet we get listeners if we gave away hand sanitizer or toilet paper.
There we go.
Oh, God. Okay, well, next week, and then no Ivan, because he'll be at the Coles.
Yes. On behalf of Jeff and Ivan, we wish you a good week.
Take care. Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Bidet.